Hi everyone, how are you staying? It's Harry. Welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. We're going to be doing two videos in one for you. I had a bit of a nightmare last night with my mobile phone because sometimes I record on the mobile, sometimes I record on the camera, but my mobile's decided to pack in, so I'm using a different phone, so you might find that the sound quality is a little bit different. But anyways, let's crack on with it. So we've got Everton on Monday night, a game which I'll be going down with Kyle and Will. I'm driving down there. There's going to be loads of match vlogs on Monday. So if you go into the game, get in touch with him. We can meet up if he doesn't get his on there and stuff like that, you know. We'll talk more about Everton tomorrow. And later on in the video, we're going to be talking about Rafa's press conference as well. And also when we're on BT Sport on the weekend as well. Because there's been a few times we've been on BT Sport the last couple of weeks. We just haven't put them on the channel. But, you know, Everton on Monday, I think you've got to go with the same side. I think we've got now to lose. You know, we're safe now. Everton are a point ahead of us. We've got the actual game in hand. I think the pressure's off now, but there's no shadow of a doubt about it for me, is that Rafa Benitez will not let his players slip up. I mean, we can relax as fans because we're safe and we can enjoy the rest of the season as best we can. We might have a double celebration if we win on Monday night, and we might know that Sunderland have already been relegated. Win, lose or draw on Monday night, I think the fans have been fantastic voice anyways, so that'll be good atmosphere. I think you've just got to go with the same side. Like, if you look at Newcastle's 11, I would probably say 9 of them are playing the best form this season. You go for Dubravka, I think Paul Dummett is, I think the two centre-backs, Lejeune, Lascelles, Richie's now scoring goals. That partnership with Diarme, you know, Shelby, Kennedy, Perez banging the goals. They're probably the only two that aren't hitting their peaks right at the top, are probably Yedlin and Dwight Gale. The rest of them are doing the business. I mean, I'm not discriminating against Yedlin or Gale, of course not, but they're not right up there this season, what they have been. And I think it's just, you know, if Kennedy doesn't score, you might find Richie scores. Got the hiccups. So we're in good stead. We've won 4 out of 4. 2 defeats from 12, and that was against Liverpool and Manchester City as well. That was both of them away from home. So Rafa's turned the corner, and it's now nice to say that we are definitely going to be in the Premier League. And I think now, let's go for top 10. Let's go with the same side for me. Let's go with the same formation. I don't think there's any need to change it. The only question is Slimani again. Now, the only thing that I think might be negative with Slimani is the fact that the 2 times that he's come off the bench, he's impressed, and he might have that tag as a super sub, which he'll not want, of course not, because he's performing. And in particular, last game out against Arsenal, when Richie scored, when Slimani has a free header, there's 5 Arsenal players around him petrified of going in for a challenge with him because he put himself about when he came off after the hour mark, came on, sorry. And I think that is probably something I would keep the way it is at the moment. It benefits the team more the way they are with Gale's runs, because now we're seeing Gale having a long run in the team. Although he's not putting his chances away, you're now seeing Richie getting on the end of things. You know, Shelby got the winner against Leicester. Kennedy's got a couple of goals. Iosa Perez is scoring goals. We're now getting runners off Gale's runs when he stretches the defence. For me, I just don't see the point in changing it. We're in confident mood. I think we can go there and at least get a point. I think that's the minimum now. Earlier on the season, you'd be like, oh, well, we can hope for a point and all this. But now, I think we've got to get in there and go for the win. We've got now to lose. Let's go with confidence. Keep playing the way we go. Attack, defend. A bit of a balance between the two. And I think, you know, Everton are a little bit, doesn't look very good with Sam Allardyce at the moment, you know, with the press conference. And we'll obviously get that on the channel tomorrow. We've got a copy of that, so keep an eye out for that as well, about what Sam Allardyce, because he's a bit narky in his press conference yesterday. More on Everton tomorrow. But let's get on with the second part of the video, Rafa's press conference, what he's been saying today, and some team news as well. Rafa, of course, was linked with the Arsenal link. You know, Arsene Wenger has finally come out and said that he's leaving the club as well. He said, look, it's a big club, but he's just focused on what he has to do is on Monday night. Same old Rafa, what he normally gives you. When you ask Rafa a question, when he's linked to something, he normally just brushes it under the carpet, and he's done that. There's quite a bit about the future. What he turns around and says that the fans are aware, the passion and the ambition that the fans want. Rafa said that he wants that as well. He wants the club to match what we want and what Rafa wants with the ambition that we want to go on and progress. And he said that he wants to speak to the club ASAP about that. So that's quite optimistic that he wants to get it done, but we know if Newcastle's board in the past, you know, you've seen it last year that he wanted deals done in May, and now it happened. Now, he said that because Newcastle are now safe, that, you know, that Rafa and he and his team could go out and look for transfer targets. He wants to know from the board, though, how much money he's going to have available. He needs to know the price of players if he does approach certain individuals. He said, again, it all depends on the ambition of the club once more. And for me, we already know that there's TV money coming from Sky and BT, a big massive pot from the Premier League as well. So there's money there, whether Mike Ashley's at the club or not. There is money to spend at the club. You know, you've got to probably look at the Dubravka deal, maybe pushing Kennedy, get them two over the line. You know, he wants the club on the same page as him. You know, the club know what the fans want. They know what Rafa wants. Rafa said he wants to be at least in the top 10. And what is key here, he said that he wants us to start winning trophies, either for the FA Cup, League Cup or the Europa League. So now the focus is starting to switch. We've got Premier League survival. Now he's moving on, top 10 secure and fighting for cups. Interesting that. Now, the question came back around about Arsene Wenger again. You know, he praised Arsene Wenger. He said that he's got a great relationship with him. And he's an example for everyone, how he's came into this country, and, you know, he's going to go down as one of the best managers in history. And, you know, it's rare that someone is in a club for that amount of time. I think it's 22 years off the top of your head Wenger's been there. And I remember when he first come in through the door, taking over Bruce Rioch, this little guy, well, I say little, this skinny guy with big glasses too big for him. God, I remember that. And he said that, you know, money in the game nowadays, managers get sacked left, right and centre because there's too much money. They're paranoid. Owners are paranoid. And it's a credit to him to how he's lasted that long. I know he's got a lot of control at Arsenal, but, you know, Rafa was praising Arsene Wenger. Team news, Christian Atsu is ruled out of Monday's game with a knock, so he's very, very unlikely to make it. Rafa said he's carrying a knock, and it's unlikely that he'll feature. But we know Atsu's on the bench, but he's not going to feature. Then he was asked about John Joe Shelby, how his form's improved, and Rafa believes that he should be in the England squad, which all of us, you know, we always say that he should be. But he said it's not his decision, but he is playing really well at the moment. So that has been the Everton preview. That was Rafa's press conference. Speaking of Rafa's press conference, that'll be on our Facebook and Twitter pages as well. They'll already be on there by the time this video goes out as well. And finally, I'm going to leave you with the BT video from the weekend. Of course, we played Arsenal over the weekend. We won, which is great. And they were talking about comebacks. And I think you know which one I'm going to mention. This was on BT Sport earlier on this week. See you later. Bye-bye.
The greatest halftime team talk of all time is undoubtedly Istanbul. Rafa Benitez, Liverpool, AC Milan. Liverpool weren't just losing 3-0 in the Champions League final. They were losing 3-0 to perhaps the greatest set of players ever assembled.
We're talking comebacks from half-time. I think 5-3 at Spurs always springs to mind, being 3-0 down at half-time.
It's got to be West Brom away when we was 3-0 down and Scott Parker took over. And we come back to draw 3-3, 2 goals from Denver Bar. And Colton Cole, and I think Colton made a speech about it after and said that what Scott said at half-time was inspirational, and from the back of that they weren't prepared to let the club, family, friends and fans down.
Check Toyota comes running onto with his wrong foot, his weaker foot, volleys it into the corner, man. What a goal. The whole place has gone nuts. I'm going nuts. I've lost my keys. I remember losing my keys that day. Just the euphoria. He's running to the other end of the ground. Even Stephen Harper jumps in. What a comeback, what a game, what an advert, you know. It just goes to show you, if you're getting beat, never give up and never go home. Never go home as a fan. What a day.
Love that, absolutely love that. Thanks, Lee.